let's talk about the importance of having a mission. And essentially, a man on a mission is a man with purpose. That's the old saying. So, mission can also be divided into different stages. The first level, that's like survival, that's your mission. The next level is your needs and your desires. And then comes your goals, that's the third mission. But what I want to talk about in this video is the ultimate level. And that is a mission that transcends yourself, that is bigger than yourself, that is something that is just uncalculatable. And the purpose with this channel, I'm on a mission that is greater than myself. My ultimate mission with this is to raise people's awareness, expand their consciousness, and realize that they have all the power it takes, and then they can realize that they actually are the same as everyone else. And this is actually how we transcend to the next level as a humanity, because once we stop judging, because we understand we are all part of the same thing, the same consciousness, so there's no point in judging. There is good and bad, but none of them is better than the other one. And once you realize this, you're able to step into unconditional love, and then you don't judge. And this is where everything starts to change. I recently watched a podcast from Robert Edward Grant. If you don't know this man, you should really Google him and search for YouTube and listen to what he has to say. He is on the cutting edge of human progress and the evolution, and how our DNA is reshaping when we learn to love, when we learn to open our heart, when we learn about awareness. We integrate our shadows, we accept our shadows, we all see that we have shadows. And that's the whole point with this channel, because if I can contribute to the spreading of awareness, to making this a better place for everyone, because essentially if everyone loves themselves, we are gonna have a totally different world, and this is where these mutations start to happen. So the importance of a mission that is greater than yourself is the reason why you keep doing it, what you do. It's the reason why I come and shoot these videos. I talk about my truth that I share with the world. I talk about concepts that may help you to raise your awareness, start loving yourself more, start improving your reality. Because once we improve each other's realities, that's called service, we all benefit. And then when you realize we are the same oneness. And an interesting concept has emerged, because if you think we are all from the same source that had to divide itself to experience itself, it's like Alan Watts said that the knife can't cut itself, the eye can't see itself without the help of a mirror. And I think this sums it up really good, that we are from the same source, then we have divided into duality, good and bad and cold and hot and all these things. And the next phase of evolution, and this has been an interest of mine for a lot of years already, and now I got the idea that we are actually not going back to oneness, we are going to a third stage, from oneness to duality into this state of awareness where you understand that we are all the same, but we can still live and use the dualistic world, because that's all this is. Without duality, there's no humans, because we are the observer, so we are by nature divided into this dual thing. But back to the mission, and why I'm making this video is for you to understand that it's totally okay to just have your own mission for your own benefit and your desires. That's totally fine. I don't judge that. But if you want to find true purpose in life, a deep sense of purpose, if you find a thing that will actually benefit the whole, you will get this weird sense of fulfillment because you know that it's for a cause. There's an intention. The mission is the intention to get from point A to point B. And for me, it's being a part of this kind of new age group that pushes the boundaries of awareness and consciousness. And that's why I'm creating content, because with content I can reach more people than I could by just speaking. So whatever your message is, whatever your bigger mission is in life, has probably something to do with this higher level of thinking. You think even bigger. How can you do something that contributes to a thing that is greater than yourself? And this is how you actually find some true deep purpose within you. So the question is, what could you do that would contribute to a larger thing than just yourself? And this can be your family. You can work on something so that you can give money and spread love to your community, or even just your family or your friends. That can be a thing. It doesn't have to involve like, I want to reach 1 million people. It can be much smaller, and you have to remember it's not better to just influence a lot of people. There's ups and downs with that too. So just start small and see. And it's not better to be a huge influencer. Somebody can be just like helping your neighbor. That's totally fine. But when you get into the sense that you are here to serve, and you're here to serve the whole, it can be that you want to conserve nature. That's also a part of the whole thing, because we are part of Earth. We are not on Earth. We have developed from Earth, so we are just extensions that has kind of lifted off, and we're just not like trees which are rooted in the Earth. But we essentially have came also from the Earth, so we are part of planet Earth. And when you realize this, you understand that you can find your purpose in any of your interests. And honestly, I believe that everyone wants to be a good human and everyone wants to do good. The problem is that people don't question themselves and what actually is good for them. And that's part of my mission too, to wake up and just to question and be like, hey, have you thought about this yourself? Have you questioned all these systems, all these governments, all these things, news you trust and follow? You give your attention to them, and that essentially makes them grow because you send your energy to that. And there's a thing called pendulums and thought patterns, and how people influence things and make things grow just by focusing on them. But that's gonna be another video. The basic point is that anywhere you put your attention, is that thing will grow. Even if you judge or you stand against, or activism, you go against something, you're still putting your attention on that thing, and that thing will eventually grow. That's why it doesn't help to be an activism. It helps by observing and not judging. And when everyone starts to do that, people realize like, there's no one fighting. There's no point in fighting because everyone is in love, in non-judgment. And that's when we kind of get this heaven on earth. So whatever you feel called to do, it could just be art that makes people happy and that essentially raises their frequency. And that's fine. You have to be creative with your own thing, and you have to trust yourself and your path towards what you value and what kind of change you want to see in the world. But if you don't have a mission and you just scroll around and you just roll around and you just go, someone else is gonna have a mission that they assign to you. That's what jobs do. You go to work for some company, You represent their values, you represent what they try to take forward. If you work at McDonald's, you are essentially pouring energy into the entity of McDonald's, because that's what companies are. They are different entities that are energy, and they have their rights. They are owned, and it gets a little bit esoteric. But once you realize this, that all your choices matters, what you do and what you use, what you put your attention to, and this kind of opens up, okay, what do I want to value? And your core values are always gonna be the thing that dictate you when you answer difficult questions. And I'm gonna go deeper into the value thing also, because that's an essential part, not in this video, but for you to get going, taking the first step, question yourself, sit with yourself and ask, what am I here to do? What change do I want to see? How can I contribute to that change? And you might think, yeah, but I'm just one human, I can't do any change. Of course you can. You can come up with systems, you can come up with anything. It's like, how can a politician have so much power over people? Because people believe them, people listen to them, they give them attention, and that attention is energy, and that's why they are so powerful and they can use that attention. So what kind of thing would you want to grow in the world? Where do you put your attention? And I don't mean that you need to become a saint and not do anything and just be a total control freak. That's not the point. The point is to have these broad guidelines, and you can do stupid things with awareness. You can put an intention to, okay, I'm just gonna see how this stupid thing works out if I do it. I'm just gonna go and drink or do drugs or whatever. And that can actually be a beneficial experience on your path towards your bigger thing. But if you have a greater mission than yourself, and you get confusion and you get these difficult moments when you don't know what you should do, or should you continue, or like confusion, that's when you are reminded that, oh, this is the big picture, this is the why. When you have the reason to fight, you are gonna fight. The power of a mission. Let's imagine that you have a family that you love and they would get in danger. Your mission is really quickly going to be, how can I save those people I love? And you're gonna do whatever it takes. You don't need to eat, you don't need to sleep, you don't need to do anything except for that mission right there, because that's something you don't want in your life. And with stories like this, you can start imagining, okay, it is your family, it is your friends who are in this world. Okay, maybe you should just do something, because we all have the power to do something, even if it's just the tiniest thing. If you move the needle into the positive or the negative, which one do you want to contribute to? And that's totally fine. It can be balanced. It doesn't have to be only this. That's also toxic. If you're just like, I'm just happy, I'm just a good person. It's like, no, sometimes you get urges, sometimes you get these desires of doing something that you're not supposed to do. That's fine. Then you accept that too. You accept that, wow, I'm flawed, I do stupid things. That's totally fine. If you've heard the saying that I'm not afraid of the man who is evil, I'm afraid of the man who thinks he has no evil. That's the whole idea. People who think they're just love and light, that's just half of the story. There's the shadow, and that's part of everyone. It's not like we can get rid of it. If the situation gets too tense, you're gonna do anything. If someone threatens to kill your mom in front of you, or you have to kill them, you have a choice you have to do, and you're gonna do it. It's instinct, it's survival. It's not like you can't do it, that you're not a killer. Of course you are. There's this side of you too, because you eat dead animals. And yeah, you might say, no, I'm not, I'm vegan. Yeah, but there's consciousness in grass, there's all these bugs, there's everything that's alive, and that's just who we are. It's okay. Other animals, they kill to eat. Do you judge them? Do you judge the lion for existing when it eats an antelope? No, that's not the point. The point is, by becoming aware, we are not even wanting to do those negative things because we have a heart that leads us to the positive, and that's how we eventually transcend. But if we don't accept that we have these baggages and these shadows and all these negative traits, it will explode, it will come out in some shape or form. But those who are in denial of, no, I'm not bad at all, that's dangerous. That's like a pressure cooker. And that's when like really weird shit in the world happens. So this is the point of my channel, to awaken something greater than you, to realize that love is the answer. It's so weird that love is the answer. Yeah, I know it's this cliche thing, but once you understand it, and you understand that love is essentially the same as not judging anything, full acceptance, and when you stop judging things, your own life improves. And you have to try it. Try to change your mind to not judge things and see how your life changes. It's crazy. It's illogical. How could that be? But it just goes that way. That's my experience, because when I open my heart, when I do something with purpose, even just talking to a phone that then transmits this electrical signal and it becomes a video and I put it on the internet and you listen to this, I feel a sense of purpose because I have this image of the bigger picture. I know why I'm doing this, and that's why I can keep doing it, because every video I make, if it even gets one person closer to feeling more love towards themselves, feeling more love towards other people, empowering themselves, because when you start to love yourself, you start to empower yourself, you start to accept yourself, you start to feel good with yourself. And that's the whole point. When everyone feels good, the world is changed. It's so simple, but we are so conditioned to focus on the external things that we don't know how to just love ourselves. My name is Mitz, your future purpose, here to help you with all the things that I've explained in this video. That being said, next you could watch this video here.